Hey, what's up everyone? I've got a deep run through of the newest title update for EA Sports FC 26. EA rolled out this focused update to fix an issue that was making finesse shots feel wrong. Shots taken with the finesse shot playstyle and playstyle plus could sometimes come out unexpectedly slow, and that was affecting a lot of finishers and how attackers read the game. EA published the short notes confirming that fix and pushed the update to consoles and PC, so that particular problem should now be addressed in the live builds. Before I get into the technical bits, here's the big picture. If you were frustrated that your normally reliable curlers and placed finishers were losing power or looking sluggish, this update is explicitly aimed at restoring those actions to how they were intended. EA acknowledged the community reports after the prior title update made some behavior feel off and announced they were investigating the cause. The result of that investigation was this follow-up change that targets the finesse shot behavior directly. The developer acknowledgement and investigation were public, and this patches their response to that. On the gameplay layer, there are three headline items you need to know about. First, the finesse shot fix. Again, that's the one that should make your curlers and finesse specialists feel like their traits actually matter in the moment you hold that finesse input and shape the ball around the keeper. Second, EA adjusted an issue with goalkeeper anticipation saves where the keeper could deflect the ball too accurately. That meant rebounds and second chance moments sometimes played out unrealistically precise for the keeper, rather than giving attackers a fair shot at follow-ups. Third, they addressed knuckleball behavior. There were cases where knuckle shots were acting more inaccurately than intended, producing strange trajectories that felt unfair or simply wrong, and the patch reduces those occurrences so long-range efforts feel more consistent and skill-based. These gameplay touches combine to make scoring and rebound situations feel more consistent and less random than some players were experiencing. Career mode got some tangible quality of life and systems changes that will matter if you're managing long saves. There's a new contract extension setting under transfer and scouting, so you can control how open players are to signing extensions. If you like realism, you can tighten those odds. Or if you prefer easier negotiations, you can nudge it the other way. Visually, some loading screens and scheduling animations have been refreshed, so the menus feel a bit cleaner when you're planning transfers and match preparation, and a social media panel was added to surface active challenge objectives during challenge scenarios, which helps you keep track of short-term goals without hunting through menus. Some edge case bugs were fixed too. After requesting a transfer, some players weren't always offered new contracts. And in live start points, there were instances where women's teams were unintentionally present in some leagues. Both of those have been addressed, so your career mode narratives don't get hijacked by weird roster glitches. Clubs mode also received fixes that changed the flow of possession. Goalkeepers were sometimes holding the ball for longer than intended when a pass was requested, which stalled counterattacks and made quick transitions feel clunky. That has been corrected, so when you call for a pass, the keeper responds more reliably. Another club's focus change tackled short-term stamina recovery. Previously, short-term stamina could only be rebuilt if players became idle, which punished continuous movement. Now stamina behavior is more natural, so you won't be forced into weird standing around tactics just to recharge. Those tweaks make coordinated club blast restarts feel tighter and less prone to being broken by edge case logic. There are also a bunch of general audio and visual updates, the kind of polish that you notice over time. EA updated a range of in-game assets including badges, logos, hair, boots, star heads, lighting kits, tattoos, 2D portraits, scarves, banners, camera overlays, and tifos. It's mostly cosmetic, but it helps keep the visual fidelity consistent across match types and presentations. The team also mentioned they addressed various stability issues, which should reduce random crashes or freezes that interrupt long sessions. Now for the practical side. If you're testing the finesse shot fix, try the same situations where you noticed the problem before. Same player, same angle and power, and compare the feel. You should see the shots retain intended speed and curl more often. For goalkeepers and rebounds, pay attention to second balls after an anticipation save. Attackers should now have more realistic chances at follow-ups instead of the keeper consistently parrying into safe spots. Knuckleballs should behave more predictably from distance, so if you're someone who relies on long, dipping, or wobbling shots, keep an eye on those routines and reevaluate which techniques feel reliable in-game. I know it's tempting to treat every update as a full meta shift, but this one is more corrective than revolutionary. It's focused on making specific mechanics behave as designed, so the skill expression you expect when you pull off a finesse or a long-range attempt actually lines up with the outcome. For career mode and clubs, the changes subtly improve realism and responsiveness, so your management choices and team actions feel less influenced by odd bugs. That's the rundown on the patch and the important fixes that came with it.